late 50s, I believe. Nobody knew where he came from, they only knew he came in. Slowly walked to the end of the bar and he ordered up one slug of gin. Well, I could see that he wasn't a large man, I could tell that he wasn't too tall. I judged him to be about 5'3", and his voice was a soft Texas drawl. Said he was needing some wages before he could ride for the West. Said he could do most all kinds of work, said he could ride with the best. But there in his blue eyes was sadness that comes from the need of a friend. And though he tried, he still couldn't hide the loneliness there deep within. Said he would work through the winter for $30 a month and his board. I started to say where he might land a job when a fella come in through the door. And I could tell he was looking for trouble from the way he come stomping in. He told me to leave Shorty there by himself, come down and wait on a man. The eyes of the little man narrowed, the smile disappeared from his face. Gone was the friendliness that I had seen, and a wild look of hate took its place. But the big one continued to mock him, and he told me that I better go find him a couple of glasses of milk, then maybe Shorty would grow. When the little man spoke, it was like stillness, he made sure everyone heard. Slowly he stepped away from the bar, and I still remember these words. Oh, it's plain that you're looking for trouble. Trouble's what I try to shun. If that's what you want, then that's what you'll get. 'Cause cowboy, we're both packing guns. His hand was already positioned, feet wide apart on the floor. I hadn't noticed, but there on his hip was a short-barreled bat 44. It was plain he was ready and waiting. He leaned a bit forward and said, when you call me Shorty, say Mister, my friend, maybe you'd rather be dead. In the room was a terrible silence as the big one stepped out on the floor. All drinking stopped, and the tick of a clock said death would wait 10 seconds more. And he cussed once or twice in a whisper, and he said with a snarl on his lips, nobody's mister to me, little man. And he grabbed for the gun on his hips. But the little man's hand was like lightning, the bat 44 was the same. The 44 spoke, and it said, let it smoke, and 17 inches of flame. For the big one had never cleared leather, beaten before he could start. A round little hole had appeared on the shirt, the bullet went clear through his heart. The little man stood there a moment, then holstered the bat 44. It's always this way, so I never stay. And he slowly walked out the door. Nobody knew where he came from, but they won't forget he came by. They won't forget how a 44 gun one night made a difference in size. As